everyone, Nick here. Hope you guys are doing well. And as I've mentioned several times before, self-driving cars represent a reality that we must come to accept, either for better or worse. The technology is already here, and most importantly, the legislation necessary to bolster it is coming. In California alone, 43 permits have been granted to companies that are trying to experiment with autonomous vehicles on public streets, and the federal government has followed suit with its passing of the Self-Drive Act, which sets a baseline regulatory framework for the technology and how it's going to be used across all 50 states. Interestingly, however, as we welcome the brilliant yet eerie dawn of self-driving cars, we disregard the potential destruction of one of the oldest and most revered forms of entertainment and education: public radio. Let's check it out. For every NPR fan, commuter, and podcast enthusiast, the deep-seated influence of the radio is clearly felt. To think that after more than a century, one technology could still be so pervasive and dominant is amazing, and it's due to two things in particular. The first is the ability of radio stations and the technology itself to adapt to modern times, and number two is our basic limitations as human drivers in the first place. Don't get me wrong, I fully appreciate and admire the impact of the radio, but let's be honest, if you could kick your feet up and have your car drive you to work, you'd probably do a lot more watching and reading than you would listening to the radio. That being said, enter autonomous vehicles. As you more seriously begin to consider the fact that, okay, well, in a couple years, you might actually begin to kick your feet up and have your car drive you to work, the possible disruption of radio media becomes that much more important. Why listen to NPR when I can just live stream CNN as my car handles the rush hour traffic for me? And why listen to podcasts when I can probably just run the native Netflix app that my car probably provides? As the possibilities abound, we are left in this weird limbo where we have one technology that's dying out and taking its last breaths, and another that's creating this new generation of entertainment and media. Now, an important clarification to make here is that there isn't really a reason why a self-driving car wouldn't have a radio, right? It's just a simple added convenience. The issue arises in the fact where previously you had a singular forced option, right? You had to listen to the radio or listen to music on your phone because you were driving. You had to keep your eyes on the road at all times. But now that that's no longer a requirement, we've opened up a whole new world to a marketplace that's just waiting for ambitious creators and engineers to come along for the ride. The long-term implications of vehicle autonomy are striking, and our generation can be the first to witness a historic technology medium become obsolete. Not to mention the job security and occupational interests of all these radio hosts is a huge concern. Couple that with the already existent issue of automation-induced unemployment, and we have a serious problem on our hands. Ultimately, as I've mentioned time and time again, this isn't something that we can necessarily prevent. Revolutionary technologies will see their day, and as history proves, there usually isn't much we can do until after the fact. The good news, however, is that with smart, calculable, and preemptive decisions, we can lessen the blow dramatically. Start thinking about how self-driving cars will impact your niche industry and what you can do to induce some serious change for the better. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for making it this far. Click my links down below to read my Huffington Post articles and follow me on social media when you can. Thanks, guys.